Hello there. I wanted to spend a couple minutes and talk about the Week 4 cumulative project. So first of all, this is my family, so say hello to my family. But what I wanted to point out here is I do have the workbook open for this project, but my point is when you open up the data file for this lesson, it is an Access database. So what I strongly encourage you to do is to save it somewhere. So I saved mine to my desktop. That's where I tend to save things that I need easy access to, that's sort of immediate. So now I'm going to go back to my worksheet, and I'm going to click on the Employee Archive worksheet, and I'm going to go to the Data tab, and your toolbar probably will look a little different than mine, but somewhere in this Get Data you will have an option to get a database or to get something from Access. So I'm going to navigate to my desktop, and then I'm going to import. So if your screen looks something like this, it may or may not, what you are asked to do, so if you haven't used a database before, typically databases have different objects, and one object you can have in a database is called a table. So it's kind of like where all the information is stored. So this particular database that you're using to build this worksheet has what's called a table that's called employees. So I'm going to select that, and then I am going to click Load. As I said, I'm using Office 365, the 2016 version, so yours may look a little different than mine. So you would want to select the name of the table, which is employees, and then click Load, click Insert, and then give Excel a couple minutes. So mine put it on a separate worksheet. I'm not exactly sure why I did it. It could have been because there wasn't room. I don't have a reason for that. If that happens to yours, just send me a little note in the comments when you submit it so that I know what's going on. Or you could rename this worksheet to Employee Archive 2. So what I'm going to do, the first thing the directions ask you to do, and this is a very important part of the process. So this is now a table. It is an Excel table. You have filters at the top that you can use, but a very important part of this whole process is you need to click somewhere in this table, and you will notice these table tools that appear at the top. So with these table tools available to you on this Design tab, you will see here it says Table Name. In the directions, you are asked to rename this table. This is a critical part. This is how Excel will know how to build those formulas later. So you are asked to rename this table Employees. So I am going to click in this box and type Employees exactly as it appears in the directions, and then just press Enter. So now I have named this table. I've named an object. So the next thing you are asked to do is to insert a new column between LTD and net pay. So you would do that just as you have inserted your columns previously. So now you have your new column. You are asked to name this Total Deductions. And next thing they want you to do is to build a formula. And this is where it gets a little quirky, just because working with table formulas is a little different from working with the other formulas you have worked with. So I'm going to click in cell L2, which is where the answer is to be. I'm going to start with the equal and the sum, and then I'm going to double click sum here. So the next thing in the directions, you are going to, it says employee, which is simply naming your table. So as I start to type employee, because I've named this table we're working in, it pops up as an option, so I'm going to double click that. Then the next thing you are asked to put in is a square bracket, and then an @ symbol. And then from there you will see this drop-down list. This list consists of all of these fields from your table. So what I'm going to do, the very first one of this formula is Fed tax. So I'm going to click it once and then press the Tab key. And then I am going to put in the colon as indicated by the directions. And then I'm going to put in another square bracket. LTD is the next part. Just click it one time, press the Tab key, and then close the bracket, close the parenthesis, and press Enter. And because all of these were blank, it automatically populated that formula to all the other rows. Then you were asked to come over to M. So in row M, there are already numbers here, so the answers are here, or some version of the answer. So what you are asked to do is to replace what is here with a function or with a formula using the table fields again. So I'm going to type equal, a bracket. From this list, I will click on gross pay as stated in the directions, press the tab key, and then I am going to close the bracket, put in a minus sign, and you will see it lit up the gross pay field. Put in a minus sign to subtract, another bracket. I'm going to select total deductions, and then close my bracket. Ooh, I forgot to press a tab key. Close my bracket, and then press enter. Now with this one, it did change. I have my formula as I have been asked, but because there were already numbers here, Excel did not automatically populate those. So what you will need to do to finish this is to click on the corner of the one we just completed, and when you see that thick plus sign, the black plus sign in the corner on the fill handle, just pull down to the end. And although the answers did not change, or what appears in your cell does not change, you will see that in the formula bar it has now taken and it has applied that formula to each of those. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you all know how to reach me, but I thought it was worth some time to go over this with you.